Hey, what is going on YouTube? You're watching JayzTwoCents, and today we are going to be taking a look at Gigabyte's brand spanking new Force Hex headphones. Got a pretty interesting ear design. I can't wait to see how these things actually fit and feel and sound and all that good stuff. All right guys, so headphones are kind of a hard thing to do reviews on in my opinion because I like to talk about the user experience, and when we're talking about sound, we are talking about 100% subjective. I mean, all the way down to comfort, the way they sound, the way they fit, everything is subjective. So these are incredibly difficult reviews to do, but I'm gonna give it a try anyway. Now we've taken a look at quite a few different headsets and headphones on this channel, everything from little cheapy units all the way up to some pretty expensive units. And the Gigabyte headphones are definitely, actually I'm gonna call it a headset because technically it is, but it's kind of a hybrid. It's got a lot of really interesting features about it. Okay, so let's go and talk about the appearance of it first. Now, as you can see, it's got this really angular, spacey theme going on there, kind of pointed. The ear cups themselves almost look like they were designed for an elf rather than human ears, I guess. But then I guess if you look at the shape of this as well as the shape of a human ear, they're kind of the same, right? The ear cups or the cans, I guess we'll call them cans. They call them cups, but they swivel. So they're on a 360-degree swivel, so they'll fit your head. Most heads, believe it or not, are kind of lopsided, so this will account for that. They do fold up, so if you're the traveling gamer who likes to go to LAN parties or you're going back and forth to your friends all the time or whatever, these are nice because they fold up. And they do have adjustable headbands, as you would expect. They've got about 1.5 inches worth of adjustability on both sides. Nice fabric headband up on top that's nice and padded for your comfort. And what I think is really cool is this is the first gaming headset I've taken a look at that actually has a flat cable. Most gaming headsets do not have flat cables. They have sleeved cables, paracord cables or something like that, that tend to kind of get really stiff and tangled. And that's never a good thing when you're stiff and tangled. And not only that, the cord is incredibly long. Now it comes wrapped up in this Velcro strap, Gigabyte branded Velcro strap. And it's important to point out, obviously, this is an analog headset because we do have dual 3.5mm plugs right there for your headphone and your sound. But we have got, well, quite a bit more than my arm length on these. So I'm gonna say 7 to 8 feet. It might actually say on the box. Maybe I should take a look, huh? I've not really looked at the actual length of the cable, but I guess it's not really all that important. Bottom line is it is plenty long. Now let's talk about the driver. The driver is a 50mm driver in each ear, and it delivers a lot of bass, but I didn't find it to be overbearing. I don't like very heavy hitting bass because back in the day when I was actually in college, I used to build, there goes my chair again. I used to install competition speaker systems for dB drags. If you guys know anything about heavy hitting bass in cars and stuff, you would probably know what dB drags are. It is just a bass competition to see who can get the highest SPL and the most bass. You know, those women would stand by the window of the car and they would turn on the bass and their hair would like start flying out. Yeah, I used to build those kinds of systems. And with that comes now an extreme intolerance to bass because I get an instant headache if the bass is just too heavy. So these did not give me a headache, if you were curious about that. It's very smooth bass. Now overall, the sound signature does feel a little bit on the flatter side. I think the highs could have been a little more crisp, but that, again, that's subjective. I do like nice, sharp, crisp highs, but I'm used to listening to things that have very high-end dedicated tweeters built into them, whether they be silk or titanium or whatever. These do not feel like they have a very dedicated high-range tweeter, and if they do, they're not as crisp or clear as I thought they could be. But with that said, I kind of had to pull back when listening to these and go, wait a minute, I'm not listening to audiophile grade headphones. I am listening to a gaming headset. Now I'm sure you guys have wondered already, where the heck is the microphone on this thing? Because it's a headset, it has to have a microphone. Well, it's actually retractable, where it's inside the left ear and you can just push it up and out of the way. So what that means is this could double as a music headset if you're going to and from school or riding the bus or whatever, and your gaming headset. So it's kind of a one size fits all, and I sort of consider this to be a hybrid in that aspect. So that's where the 3.5mm plug, as well as a retractable headset, makes this thing kind of have a dual purpose. Now, when you put them on, they're pretty comfortable. They're definitely on ear because of the shape of them. I don't think they make me look incredibly stupid, at least more so than I already do. But the sound of these was actually really good. And I went ahead and used my Pandora to kind of listen to the sound of this. And I listened to dubstep, I listened to rock, I listened to jazz, classical, country. I listened to everything. And I did not feel that these were great in like the dubstep arena, which is kind of weird because they have a lot of bass. But if you're listening to dubstep that has a lot of high end as well, then it kind of felt a little flat on that curb. But in terms of vocals, gaming sound, I did play around a Battlefield with them earlier. You guys might have seen me online. Hello, if you were playing with me. Craft Car, I believe you were playing with me. They sounded really, really good. They were very immersive. Noise isolation on these are okay. Not the most noise isolating headphones I've ever worn, but once sound is playing, you can't really hear anything around you. So if you're in a loud, noisy environment like public transportation or something, you could listen to your music without being entirely too interrupted. Same thing with gaming. You're not going to hear your little brother or little sister screaming in the background if you're playing your shooter game and you've got these on. But anyway, the only thing really left to talk about here, I think, is going to be the microphone, because everyone asks, how is the mic? So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and take these, I'm going to plug these into the camera, and we're going to do a mic test when I talk about the last aspect of these headphones. Now, I am really happy that they have a flat ribbon cable, because flat cables are just amazing when it comes to tangling. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn around. I'm gonna get these things plugged in, and we'll go ahead and close out here with some final thoughts.
Transition.
We are back now, and we are talking solely on the built-in microphone here on the Gigabyte Force Hex headphones. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the inline controls. It's got a nice slider on there. I do like slider controls. Has a little clip on there. You can clip it on your shirt or your collar or something to keep this from being out of the way. The only downside with slider controls, though, is they can be accidentally bumped, and I don't really like that. Now, it does have an inline mute as well, so if you're live streaming and your mom comes in and starts screaming at you, you can be like, "Mom!" Yeah, see, then nobody was the wiser that you were actually getting yelled at by your mommy. So, yeah, with that said. Now, something that actually comes in the box with it is nice. It's this carrying bag with the gaming logo on there, the G logo. And it also comes with this little kind of a really fine microfiber cloth for cleaning the ear cups. As you can see, they've got this really nice polished plastic on there, so you can keep them clean. So guys, this has been JayzTwoCents, taking a look at the Gigabyte Force Hex gaming headphones. Brand new. I think these are... Well, granted, I don't know how the mic sounds yet. I'm not going to hear it until I play this back and do the editing on this. So as long as the mic is up to par, I think these are a winner. Depending on what they actually end up costing in the long run, I don't know exactly what the pricing is yet. These are brand spanking new. You can look in the description to see a link to whatever current like Amazon pricing is or whatever. That's one way you can kind of keep tabs on price. I don't like to talk about price because things are always changing, but at least through those links you can always see what the current price is. So guys, I'm going to get the heck on out of here. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you did, please go ahead and show your support by hitting that like button. If you hated this video, feel free to click dislike more than once if you want. That works too, because it just undislikes and then redislikes and undislikes and redislikes, and you could feel better because you could be like, I disliked this video 4 times because you're a jerk. You can do that too. That's perfectly well. Perfectly fine. Acceptable. It's accepted. Alright guys, I'm going to get the heck on out of here. As always, I will see you guys in the next one.